Greetings, everyone. This is Paul Everton. This is episode 81 of the Truth Table. I've got an independent candidate for Grand Prairie. Elliot McDavid is here joining us to talk about why he chose to be an independent and why he chose to get into politics. And we're going to do that right after. Just a mere 4 days until the election, and the blood pressure is rising a little bit at my end, but I'm still hopeful. But I like to welcome Elliot to the show. Thanks for coming, Elliot. Oh, that's really strange. I've got a black screen. I'm not sure why. Let me try removing you and bringing you back because I see a picture. Oh, I think you might have to log back in, log out and log in. Oh, wait a minute. There you go. Now I see you. So, what was it about the state of Canadian life that inspired you to become politically involved? And thanks for coming on the show, Elliot. Can you hear me okay? Am I muted or? Uh-oh. So you may have to, if you can't hear me, you may have to leave and then come back. I will put that in chat. Okay, you can't hear me. Just log out and return. There we go. That's all you gotta do. So we'll get him to log out and come back. Make sure he can hear me. That happens sometimes for some reason. And and I'm a little choppy. Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, it could be just your connection. It could be your connection. Let me see. You may have to leave and come back in order for it to work properly. Oh, I hear you. If you can't hear me, just log out and come back.
You got me now?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
What do you believe?
Yeah, just log out and come back. That's the only way when this happens. Sign out and sign in.
It just ain't working. There's no service. And he's really choppy.
So how's everybody doing? Kirk is here too. just in case you didn't know, he's fixing something. So he's off camera, saving
I'm
someone's
listening.
life. All right, I think I have you. I have you back. No, I do not. So Elliot has some problems with his connection, but I he has to leave and come back. I will try to get you on the phone. Let's see. I will call you back.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out. It's good.
Yeah. So all you have to do is leave the stream and come back when that happens.
That's pretty weird. It was rusty. Like, should have been nothing that could be rusty in there.
I don't think I can. My phone is on my computer. Um I don't think I can do stuff like that on here. But I don't know if people can hear you. But this happens before. People just have to sign out and sign back in. It's just the stream. Yeah, the stream does that. All right. We will try that again now that everything is clear. And you know I gave up fashion modeling for this. As you can tell, my career as a runway model is just reaching the point of no return. Now, yeah, but I certainly won't run in politics because it's so dirty. I mean, could you do that, Kirk?
I tried, but they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me in.
Of course they wouldn't.
I actually had everything was in. They said everything was submitted,
Yeah.
and then I called them back, and they said no, nothing was entered. I'm like, I get that a
Wow.
lot.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, well, 3 people
Yeah.
have called me with similar stories.
I think they're looking more for narcissist. You know, I don't think they like honesty and all that
I
truth
don't think
stuff.
I'd be very. There'd be like a big
No.
circle of empty seats around me,
like
and
like me in the lunchroom at
and
school.
Elliot too. I'm sure.
Uh, Nobody really liked me until they found out I played piano, and then everybody wanted to be my
Oh, come
friend.
on. You're likable.
Yeah, I'm pretty likable. But Elliot, hopefully he gets his way back in. His phone is a little dead too. Yours is charging right now, right?
Yeah, we're good.
So that's good. So this is going to be a very unpredictable live stream that we don't know what is going to happen. Anything could happen. If Kirk could end up getting a fish and showing us a big fish,
Kenneth,
and
go catch a fish.
he's on a boat, so anything could happen. A big whale could jump up and right behind him and give us a big show.
They've
I
done
don't
it
know.
before. I'm just kidding,
So,
Kenneth. You don't have to.
so Kirk is working his way back into his boat, which must be amazing. I've seen a little bit of the inside. It's got that wood trim. It's beautiful. I could just imagine like the smell of cedar or something. It would
Smells
just
like
be
mold.
amazing. Yeah, over winter. All right, can you hear us, Elliot?
My God, what a difference!
Oh my God! See, I told you. You just
Well,
have to.
no, it wasn't. I had to change phones altogether.
Oh,
That
huh.
phone of mine, I'll tell you, man, it's got its own character. I'll tell you that.
Well, I just by default I just blame Kirk for everything, just
Well, you
because
might as well.
it's.
He's got wide shoulders, eh?
He does. He does. He would probably make a good politician if they would let him in.
I think he would. Yep, yep.
But yeah, they don't like all that truthy truth stuff, you know. They
No,
like
they
that.
don't. They don't. No, they
No,
don't.
just
They don't want. They don't want strong people in there. That's for sure.
no. But what was it about the state of Canadian life that inspired you to become politically involved?
Staggered.
Everything. Basically everything.
The cost of food, the cost of living, inflation,
Killed
debt,
the
wars.
children. I mean, the corruption in the institution, the political realm,
Right.
the lack of dignity and courage and strength in the political field. I mean, people having their palm greased, no voices, nobody speaking up about what's actually going on in the country. I mean,
Yeah.
we could go on for a week about that stuff.
Yep.
And plus, the party is the United Party of Canada, and Grant's a good friend. He's a God-fearing man, and the people he's got on there are strong. I mean, the kind of people that will never even get caught in a compromising position because that's their faith is. They have faith in God, and their beliefs are different. We see what's going on, and it's time real people, real men and women get in the driver's seat and take this country back. Period.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you lived in Grand Prairie very long?
Been here since '07. I was here in 2000, 2001 for a year or two, but I was Prince George for quite a few years. Then I went to Prince George for 12, 13 years, BC. Then I came back to Grand Prairie, started a business up, and here we are.
So you've been having, you got all your signatures, right? So you're on the ballot.
On the ballot, yeah. My name got put in a day late. That's why I'm not on the ballot for the United Party. I'm as an independent.
Okay.
But I got the full backing of the party, right?
Oh, that's awesome. So people will know who you are. You've been there quite a while now.
Yeah, I've been here for a while. Yeah.
So what was it that got you to become an independent as opposed to any of the other parties? Like, what was the deciding factor for you?
Just looking at the charade going on, the acting going on, and the lies, and the deceit to the people of Canada, and the thievery, and the money going offshore, and nobody's speaking up about Bill C-4, which takes away parental rights when it comes to your child. If your child wants to get a sex change and you try to console your child, you could be charged and thrown in prison. I mean, it's ridiculous, and we never heard nothing. There wasn't a peep from anybody. You know what I mean?
Not one of them voted no. All 338. We have nobody there. Nobody's on our side in Parliament. Not one.
Yeah, exactly. All 338 never said a word. I did a Chamber of Commerce thing in Grand Prairie here a couple of weeks ago, and that's kind of new to me. It was uncomfortable. I talking with a bunch of politicians and stuff, and they ask you questions you don't even know what the question is going to be. So it was kind of weird for me because I'm usually used to just one line in it. I'll get up and freewheel, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I did all right. And several times I mentioned we need strong people that are courageous in government. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like you said, there's 338 people there that are still getting paid for not even being in office. 4 years they get a pension. We got people starving in this country, veterans going homeless, and people that are homeless, and they're drug sites, safe drug using sites, and we need to tackle the problems, not give them a safe place to do drugs. I mean, it's many problems in this country, and it's a big mountain to climb, but I think we can do it, right? If everybody snaps out of it and comes together as one, I think we can do it.
Do you feel like the government has betrayed Canadians?
They've 100% betrayed Canadians, 110%. The definition of insane is voting for any of these parties. You think you're going to split a vote? You're not splitting nothing. It doesn't matter who you put in. They all got different agendas. Maybe Carney's a little bit, he's like a globalist on steroids, that guy. I mean, but, maybe it's good we get a majority Liberal. Hey, guys, come on. Because you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? People are going to be really waking up at that point because he's going to push it for hard and fast. Maybe that's what we need to snap people out of it in this country. Mm-hmm. I hate to say it, but my opinion, guys.
But you're in Alberta, right?
Yeah, you bet.
So how do you feel like with Danielle? Do you feel like she's got your back a little bit at least?
Maybe a little bit.
Well, Yeah, because she has been making the right move, at least to protect Albertans.
She's doing some stuff. I didn't like, one thing I didn't like was her allowing vaccines for children up to the age of 5. I mean, that wasn't right. I mean, and not even her. Nobody's speaking up about the bioweapon that was known well before they brought it out, that it was going to harm and maim and kill people, and nobody's speaking up about it. As far as I'm concerned, they've all committed treason to the people and treason to the country and the landmass known as Canada. Anyway,
crimes against humanity.
Crimes against humanity. I mean, the list is long.
It is long. I mean, all these wars, we find out they're all based on false flags, and they're basically crimes against humanity. And they used our money to do it, which I don't appreciate. I would never have voted for that. So it would be nice to get an independent in there, the right kind of candidates, because we need to flush that sewer that we have right now. We have absolutely nobody in Ontario provincially. We have no one. They all voted except one person for critical race theory. So we have nobody in Ontario either. So I feel kind of helpless, but I am thankful for those of you who have the courage to put your name forward and stand up against this. I personally don't really have that kind of inner strength that's required to go up against this pure evil. Really, I find it pure evil to let children become eunuchs and then offer them maid when they're 12, to end their suffering.
Offer them maid because they're depressed, and maid is death by drowning. They paralyze you with the first shot. The second shot, you're drowning, and you cannot even speak up. You can't move. You can't do nothing.
Yep. And it can.
That's crimes against humanity. That's torture, man.
It is, and it's cheaper for them to kill people.
Yeah, these guys just don't give a shit. We're the highest country in the world for maid. If you're depressed, you go into the doctor, say I'm depressed. He could offer you maid. It's disgusting.
Yeah, isn't that something?
We need a ground-up cleansing in every division in this country, right from medical to the school division to law enforcement to judicial. Everything's got to be changed. Ground-up cleansing by real people, and we'll vet everybody. We'll look at their history from the time they were young. We don't need these billionaires in here, millionaires in there that own big corporations stuff. That's not the kind of people we need. We need grassroots, real people that are willing to speak up and be that immovable wall. And don't think because you're one person, guys, that you can't make a difference. Because if everybody thought like that, this country would be really screwed. Everybody's voice matters in this country.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. And, that's why I do what I do. I mean, I would never have a liberal on here because I just have no faith in them whatsoever. They are probably the worst of all of them. And Carney left a $7 trillion business to become to make $100,000 a year. Sure he did.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I mean, Kirk and a lot of the other Salgove with the Canadian Army, Vincent Gersey with the police department, all these people, say the same thing, that only like the narcissists get promotions. And this is way we've got, abusive power all the way up the chain. That way that we've got all these criminal mind narcissists that don't have any guilt. They just love the power, and they love to be able the power to abuse others. So this is how we've been infiltrated in our police, our rangers, everywhere, because they reward narcissists, because they want to keep it in the family. They all want to be, and we have to clean them all out. Every agency has to be from the top down, has to be held accountable, because it's, even though they feel like narcissists, they think they're doing a great job. They think they're qualified. They have a self-delusion. They're delusional, and we have to save our country. And I think this is our last chance, because they've already given us a deadline. 2030, you own nothing. That's it. It's over.
Yeah, it's this generation that's going to do it. If we don't do it, it's done. All is lost.
Done.
Like I said, guys, we got a mountain to climb, but if we all get involved, even at your municipal level, I mean, there's corruption, municipal, provincial, federal, all levels. And if you look at the net worth, I think I seen a post at one point. It showed the net worth of a lot of these guys before the pandemic hit, and their net worth now is just, the palms are getting greased, guys. So they shut up. And I don't know how people can do that. I really don't know how they can do that. It's an absolute disgrace, to even have them sitting in Parliament, chatting back and forth, throwing bullshit lies back and forth, and then probably when they leave the Parliament building, they go down to a little pub in a basement somewhere, and they pat each other on the back. Oh, that was a good one, I don't doubt it one bit for a second.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that either. And I can't even watch Parliament because nobody answers any questions. They just throw accusations and actual crimes. They basically, like the Conservatives, reveal the crimes of the Liberals, and they just shake it off, and then they do it back and forth. And they've been doing that since the 1900s. And it's like, no, can you still haven't realized that it's not going to, neither one of them is going to fix this. They're both part of it.
It's not going to change, but like I said, guys, the United Party of Canada, I think Grant's been back to Ontario a few times. Ontario's a tough one, like you say, Paul. Man, that's it's pretty tough there right now. I grew up in Oakville. I grew up in Ontario, between Burlington and Mississauga, and when I was a kid, it was fine. But I mean, now I think it's pretty tough right now.
Have you been able to have rallies, roundtables? With the constituents? Have you been able to talk to them and reach out to them? And
I haven't. It's been such a short time period that really short notice and stuff like that. So I haven't had a chance. I've talked to one or two from down southern Alberta, but that's about it. But Grant, I've talked to Grant, and he's the one running it and running for. They had to show up here, but not a lot of time. And I've been dealing with a foreclosure that has been nothing but corruption, right from the police to the courts to the lawyers. My God, man! And it's corrupted when they're sending you a PDF. They sent me a PDF in City Hall with Chrystia Freeland, a Daily Herald Tribune newspaper ad, and I kind of wonder, what has that got to do with a foreclosure? That's another story. I mean, it's just corruption right through, and I've been really, my brain's been full, because being a self-litigant, man, you got to file all those forms in the court, and then they're trash talking me, defaming my character, just really saying I'm a bad man. I'm yelling at realtors, and none of that stuff ever happened. And the foreclosure just went through, and they didn't have proper documents or paperwork to even do it. I mean, everybody thinks when the judge signs that order in the courtroom, the applications judge or master's judge, whatever you want to call her, when she signs that's the end of the road. No, it's not. They need writs from the creditor, which is ATB, Alberta Treasury, and they're not going to sign it, because in the end they got to sign that writ saying that this is what Mr. McDavid owes, and they don't want to do that because there's no money owing. Period. And that doesn't how many times I sent them documents about that. They never responded. And I mean, just corruption. And they're still holding the people that lived there, got kicked out a week ago. They're still holding everything hostage. The furniture, everything, all their tools for work are in there. It's an absolute joke.
Terrible.
So, I mean, like I said, guys, it's a ground-up cleansing needed, guys.
So what is this document here?
I seen that the other day. I just looked at it real quick.
Okay, I thought that was something to do with you. I wasn't sure.
Gordy put it out there. I know Gordy sent it to me. It could have been. I don't know.
But you've been having some issues though with the system, have you not, or is it just Kirk? Because I think Kirk was telling me that you were going through some stuff with court or something, or I'm not sure.
For the foreclosure, and
oh, here he is.
That one is done. They just took that property.
Okay.
They just took that property, and then I got another property. The one I'm living in is coming up May 21st. They refused payment. I went in to pay the mortgage, and they said nope. What? And we know where it's coming from. It's coming from coming from the demon in red. We all know who that is.
Wow.
So they're trying to break me, but you know what, man? It's not going to silence me. I'm going to double down. I'm kind of like Kirk. You know what I mean?
Kirk, you're muted.
Stand up. Stand
it's
tall.
on now, I think.
Okay, he's on now. You're on.
Yeah, I know the same thing with me. I couldn't pay my taxes because they seized all that $350,000, and I've been trying to get it back since 2015, but no one in CRA will talk to me because if they do, it's career ending. Like, you know, if they do their jobs with me and give me that money back, it admits that they screwed up, and it's a lot of money, and it ruined my life. And then they raised the taxes. They added $15,000 for cleaning my yard because they want the property because it's R2 right beside a brand new hospital they built. So it's very valuable property. They're just doing everything they can to take it. They know I have no money. But if they paid me that money that they seized, it'd be no problem. And I thought it would be done by now, but no one in government will talk to me. Not one person in government will talk to me. So, yeah, Elliot's going through a lot of stuff, and it's going to get a lot worse for everybody. And I get calls all the time. It's happening all over. And people just don't know that. But that's basically all I wanted to say. And thanks for coming on, Elliot, and sharing your story. And, there's a lot of people, a lot of us look pretty rough on the outside, but we're good men inside, just doing what's best for everybody. But people don't realize that. They're distracted with everything else, is my opinion. I'll leave it at that. Thanks, Paul.
My pleasure.
Well, appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, I'm like almost everyone I've interviewed has, a story that's similar where, good people are being attacked. I really think we're in a war here, a psychological fifth generational war. They're using the television. They're using polls. There's no way Carney's beating
they don't get it. If they don't stand up and fight back, and never mind the quad trip on the weekend, and we are in a war. This is war.
This is our chance, and really, all the non-voters could win the election. They're
Carney's the epitome of evil. That guy.
Yeah. Oh, Carney's dark. Yeah. But I mean, the pollsters, people that are pulling out the polls are also dark because they're lying. There's no way liberals are beating everybody. There's no way. It's impossible. After what we went through, that would mean that the mind control and the mRNA remote control human beings are all lost to us.
I can't believe it either.
I mean, that's the only way. The only way is if we've lost them already. And,
a strange thing that happened the other day. I guess Freeland went to Lawrence, Saskatchewan. That's the Truth and Reconciliation Hub where the corrupt chief is, Chief Tommy Cook-Searson.
That's pretty sad, brother.
And
Carney
why would they keep
I don't know.
there?
I mean, like I said, man, it's maybe to wake the people up. We need a majority liberal government, and then we just take her back at that point.
I don't know.
We got the right. If we feel our lives are threatened, we got the right. We got the right to fight back and take what's rightfully ours, and the taxes, and then the money, the money laundering, and send it to Zelensky, and it's one big movie, a real bad movie.
Yeah,
it's a scary movie.
Yeah, well, if there's one ethical politician, they would have contacted me by now, or that's in office. But that's where we're at, and people are too scared to stand up because they'll lose their jobs and pensions. Simple as that. Happened to me and happened to lots of people. But I better get back to this chainsaw. Sorry about that, guys.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Kirk's awesome, eh? He's awesome. He never gives up, and that's good. Well, I mean, I wouldn't if I was him too, because he has the children, and he has something to fight for, his family.
It's all good, brother.
Yep. And it is a fight.
But yeah, I think it's what's that?
It is a fight, definitely a fight of words, fighting against defamation of character, because this is a mean sport. It's not a nice sport, politics.
No, it's not. It's not. All these politicians think they're going to be, in the end, if things go to hell in the handbasket, and those people think that all the politicians and anybody involved in any of this shit, there's probably hundreds of thousands of people involved in this takeover by the 2-letter and 3-letter outside entities that we don't need in this country, for one thing. If we can't make our own decisions, then what the hell's wrong? I mean, like, look at our resources. A lot of resources right now are getting shipped by barge to China. There's 2 gold mines in northern BC, and they're building another one, I think. And China. You know how we've been sold out to China.
Yeah,
and the ore's getting shipped to Prince Rupert, and it's leaving the country. We need to create jobs. We shouldn't have to get anything from any other country in Canada.
No. We need to be self-sufficient first.
Self-sufficient, you bet.
And we need to
grow our own food and get rid of the chemtrails in the sky. The ground is poisoned so badly right now, it's not funny, with lithium and barium, strontium, aluminum. I mean, it goes on and on and on, and that's not including what their other stuff to say they're dropping, graphene and nanotechnology and all this other shit. I mean, it's a depopulation agenda. So when you got to start worrying about what food you buy at the store and what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat, we got a problem.
Yeah, and I asked leader of party that exact question. I did a podcast on what's in the rainwater, and showed, ingredient by ingredient, what the effects are to the body. Like the aluminum attacks the immune system. It also inhibits the DNA's ability to repair itself. So it is a war. It's definitely a war. The lithium, though, I found disturbing, because that's an antipsychotic. So that is something they give to schizophrenics, and so they want to keep us calm. And it's almost a dose. Like, a dose is 600 parts per million, and what was found in the rainwater is 500. So it's just like 100 under. So they're definitely, the rainwater reads like a prescription or a vaccine. This is Vietnam 2.0. There's no doubt about it. And it's a military agreement between America and Canada, but they are doing it all over the world. They're doing it all over the world. So I think that could be.
The barium being connected to P-137, which is a byproduct of nuclear waste.
Yeah.
They're spraying that in the skies too.
Yep, barium was found.
It's definitely a war. You could almost call it a silent war. You know what I mean? Mental war.
But
you got to be strong. I consider myself a fairly strong man that loves God and loves the people. Doesn't matter what race, creed, sex you are. Just don't push it on people. That's all I can say. And I believe that we need to go back 50, 100 years. Yeah. We need to start helping our neighbors. We need the technology is what is a big part of the problem. I mean, the iPads and the phones and all that horseshit. Technology for the kids, right? The kids are using that stuff. They don't communicate. Yeah. No communication skills if they're not, they're at home in the basement or at the house playing the games, and it's got to stop. There's a lot of really, really good parents out there, but there's a lot of kids though that are being babysat with that stuff, and it's they got to find it in their heart, man. It's the future. What we fight for is the kids, the future of the children in this country, and it's in a sad state of affairs. Put it that way.
But when you get a seat in the parliament, become an honorable member, honorable minister, will you do everything to eliminate the harms? All harms?
100%.
Yeah.
Everything. We work on one thing at a time. We got a big team. We can work on it all at once. Work on it all at one time. We don't need people that can put a fancy suit on and say a couple words and lie and shit. We need people in blue jeans going on there with t-shirts on.
Yeah.
Real people.
Real people. Yep. Real people.
Not these people that have been silent through everything. I mean, Bill C-293, it's in the Senate now. It should have never passed. It should have never passed the House. Period.
No. Yep.
But you know what? They're all cowards. I know they're cowards. I've seen them in action. They don't want to speak up. And it's like some politicians in Alberta now. Let's just forget. We don't need to hold anybody accountable for the pandemic and the vaccines. Let's just move on. It's better to move on. You know why they're saying that? It's because they don't have the kahunas to stand up and say, this is not right.
Yeah, it's disgusting. They want us to look to, move forward.
I can't think, Paul, of any MLAs around Grand Prairie or in Alberta. I can't think of one, especially the one we have up here. I can't think of anything that he's done for the people. You know what I mean? There's no contact with the people. The people elect you. You work for the people. Yet, they don't have any town. I think they should have 2 or 3, 4 town halls a year in their area where they got elected. To hear what the people want to say. What do the people want? Period.
But yeah, I have talked about it. The problem is the whip. So right from the top, no matter, they don't really protect their riding or the conditions in their riding, because they're all different, right? They have different needs, and some policies may not benefit the riding. And it's important that each minister, thinks of their riding before their party, or else they're just puppets.
Well, that's it. Yeah. Like in Grand Prairie, I went to a UCP board meeting, board thing where they were doing an election. Wanted to elect new board members, and I wasn't even when I went there. It was just to check it out. I've never been to one. I never ever thought I would even throw my hat in the political ring, but we need some good people to do that, because they're just walking on people and enjoying the holidays and the luxury villas offshore somewhere down in Mexico or wherever the hell it's at. But I went to the meeting and I threw my name and I got elected to the board. So I'm on the UCP board in Grand Prairie also, and I think we have probably a majority. We got majority board with freedom people. Real people that care.
Right on.
And that's what you need to do in your communities, guys. Get on these boards. Don't look at it as being a politician or in the political realm. I just look at it as it's a step in the right direction into saving the country and having a voice and voicing it to our MLA, right?
But if we free our country, by default, we're going to become the enemy of our allies, because they're all under the same thing, the same corruption. It's like a systemic across the earth.
Yeah, we need a new constitutional sheriff's division. Like I said before, 100% vetted people. We can't use any of the law enforcement we have now, because they haven't. I swore a crown. I need my job, or bullshit excuses, right? We need people that are gonna look after the country, protect our borders big time. We got to really watch our borders. And then they I think for shipping containers coming into Canada, they check 0.5%. So half of a percentage. That's how many shipping containers they check. You know what I mean? There was screaming coming from shipping containers in the port in Vancouver out of containers. There was people in containers. And nobody said nothing about that. Nothing got done about it. They turned a blind eye. Willful blindness is no excuse.
Yeah, but that's what I think. If we free ourselves, we could be looking at another Libya situation, where they just take out the leader and, break open the prison. That's what they did. They broke open a wall of a prison and let all the Al Qaeda that he arrested, because they were all in prison. He had them all in prison. So we released them. And then I've seen video of military guy handing Gaddafi over to these guys, where they beat him and until he sodomized him, shot him, killed him. It's unbelievable that,
Gaddafi.
yeah, but to
Well,
me,
that's
that's very sad to me what happened. And even Baras al-Assad, or I can't remember how to say his name, in Syria, same thing. Did the same thing to him. Saddam Hussein was our great buddy until he wasn't. And, then he got killed. I mean, this is all for Israel. These are Israel's war. Like Israel was created and then it just made war with all its neighbors. Since then.
bankers' wars, and it's always for money, or oil or gas. I mean, in other countries, in Syria, Gaddafi was loved by his people.
Yeah.
You wanted to go to university in the U.S. or Canada, it was fully paid. You paid cents on the dollar for fuel. Very little to no taxes. That's another thing that the United Party wants to do, is very little to no taxes. We shouldn't be taxed to death. They're tightening that proverbial rope around our necks, so we can't speak out. We can't move. It's really tough right now trying to fight this fight being in the position that we're in right now. I mean, and then that's all that's what they're doing. That they know what they're doing. And Gaddafi was a great guy. They got rid of him because he wanted to back away from the Federal Reserve dollar, the U.S. dollar.
Yep. Oil money. He wanted to go
oil money, man. Yep.
I don't know. Do you think Trump will end this this darkness from the history? Because he seems to be going in the right direction.
Yeah, we see lots of stuff he's doing, but I see a lot of stuff that's bad too. I don't put any faith in him, to be honest with you. And then you hear things. Oh, they've taken this guy out and that guy's dead. That guy's dead. I haven't seen any evidence of none of that. I mean, it's all smoke and mirrors, I think. And then he's doing stuff behind the scenes too that is not so good either, right? I mean, I like kissing the West Wall. He's buddy with Netanyahu, and he's a Zionist. I mean, where do you go? I mean, and a lot of people say the Jewish people are bad. Well, not all Jewish people are bad. I mean,
no.
You get a few apples in a basket doesn't mean they're all bad. I mean, and then they're going after Palestine. Trump's actually come out and said we will take Palestine and Gaza. They want that area because it's major gas reserves in the ocean outside of in Gaza there, and the murdering and the genocide going on there is incredible. Children, and they want to march 1 million people to the Egyptian border and just say here you go, or kill them all. I don't know how many they've killed now, but I mean there's no need in this world, this flat plane we live on, to have wars and fight and kill people. There's no need of it at all. No need of anything that's going on in this country.
So you would vote to end funding foreign aid, funding wars?
100% foreign aid funding gone. Goodbye.
Yeah, well,
let's look after our own. Look what's happened to our country.
Yeah.
Look what's happening to this country. The billions of dollars being sent overseas, and obviously enriching politicians in our country also. Don't think for a second that they're not all buddy, and half of them are related. They got some kind of connection, and they're thieving off us as we speak. I mean, and we got people starving in this country that can hardly afford to put food on the table because of this engineered 2030 agenda horseshit.
Yeah. It all started in 9/11, but I mean, a lot of the paperwork release says, do not, don't mention Israel. That was all that was redacted. Make sure you don't say anything about Israel. But Israel is not a holy land. All land is holy, and Zionism is not Judaism. They're not the same. They're not compatible. And, you're supposed to love your neighbor, not kill them. And so Zionism is hiding under Judaism, hiding behind the Jew, and using the 6 million thing. Meanwhile, the Bolsheviks killed 20 million Christians in the USSR.
Yeah.
And then they fled to Germany, and they got kicked out of there. But Hitler let them have their money. And then along with the UK and the United States, they basically created Israel and bought it. And then it's been war ever since. Meanwhile, they lived
got kicked
thousands of years in peace.
Yeah, well, they they got kicked out of Germany because they were pushing the porn and all this other stuff. So Hitler got rid of all the books, did all that stuff.
Yeah. Yep. He got rid of the books that are now here in our schools. Hello.
That's what we're fighting for, guys, right there.
That's what we're fighting for. It is because
that's what we fight for right there, guys.
Because their plan is to destroy the family, the nuclear family. Well, they want to turn the kids against the parents. But I also saw a experiment where they had the fluorescent lights and they showed the kids, being very neurotic and fidgety and and then they did an experiment with no fluorescent light, and the kids were the most fidgety one was in the front of the class. He completely reverted. He became opposite. He became more attentive. So the lighting is a weapon.
Well, so the LED light.
Yeah. Would you
We've
consider
gotten rid of every LED bulb in the house, Paul.
So you would be for that, getting rid of that. I'm glad.
Get rid of all that stuff. It's all put there to poison us.
The smart meters, even the smartphones.
Everything's got to go. The 5G towers, goodbye.
But it also tells you how powerful we are, that they're bombarding us and we're still kicking and screaming.
We're still here, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even right down to the windmills, Paul.
Yeah.
The windmills put off some kind of radiation or something, because I got a buddy that lives. His parents put windmills on the farm. The chickens won't lay eggs. They can't sleep at night. But the cost of the windmill, to put the windmill up, by the time its life is over, that windmill, it has not generated what it costs to put it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lithium batteries can't be disposed of. This green agenda is doing more damage to the country than the oil and gas that God done properly, that God put in the ground. And that's what we need to be using.
All the metal can't be recycled. They bury it, so it'll pollute the water, underground aquifers. They're going to poison the waters, burying these big fans, and they're huge. They're massive.
They're massive. Yeah.
We're in very dark times, but I think we have a potential to have a renaissance if we get the right people. And it doesn't even matter if it's independent. It could be People's Party. It could be Libertarian Party. If all these, people get in there, we could actually have a renaissance. We could get rid of these products, get poison out of our food and out of our water supply, and mankind will jump right back, because, we're so powerful that they have to constantly bombard us with radiation and all kinds of poison. I was hoping we could get Kirk to sing us out of this episode.
Did you want to sing a song, Kirk?
No.
Kirk's going to sing a song? Okay.
Yeah, you should hear Kirk sing. Holy. Oh, it was her.
I'm for hearing that, boy.
Yeah. I'll have to have a couple of drinks with him on the boat, and maybe I'll get him to sing along or something.
Yeah, well, let me know when you're going, Paul. We'll all get singing. I think if we have a couple of drinks, we'll all get singing.
Yeah, I'll bring my piano, my guitar, and we're gonna have a fun time, some sing along. She's already got a karaoke hooked up, so I don't even have to bring anything. But yeah, it would be fun.
Yep, it's so fun.
It would be. Yep.
I told him I was gonna go there when we're done, when we've completed our mission to free this country. That's the first thing we're gonna do, is celebrate, get all of us together, go on that boat, go sailing and fishing and singing.
You bet.
Celebrate. And I really believe that God is the only one that can fix this. So it's all in God's hands.
It's all in God's hands, and everybody. And everybody has to realize that you're not alone. If you're in a gray area or a dark area in your life, I'm no better than you. We're all equal. Yeah. We're on this land. We look after the land. We're here to look after the land. And we've got people in power that are destroying everything we know as Canada. And if you're in a dark area, reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
I don't
You
have
know,
a spoon there in that room.
don't feel like you're less of a person because you reach out for somebody. Reach out to somebody. Say your prayers at night, guys. And I mean, it helps. It does work. I'm not a super religious guy, but I believe in God and I believe in the Creator, and I believe that we got to be one with Him to take this back, guys. There's no other way.
I agree with you that we're all equal. We all have a part. We all have potential. No one's
We all
like
do.
great, and we're all equal. And that's the beauty. Now, loving my enemy, that was a tough one, but by doing that, it ended their power over me because I didn't fear them anymore. I know that they're going to be judged, and I wouldn't want to be them after all the things those medical officers did to us and the children. That's completely anti-logical, anti-science, just like the Twin Towers. That's when they flipped physics on its head. So suddenly physics doesn't count anymore. So we need an honest, transparent system where people can have a direct democracy, where they can vote online, have referendums, and it could be daily. The government can reach out. What do you think about this? How do you feel about this? Without paying any money, they can use the site they've already got and just have referendums and get the people to vote. We also should make people vote. The majority can't vote. The majority don't vote, and I don't blame them. But we need their vote. We need their vote because right now we have first past the post, which makes them completely silent. Makes your voice silent, makes my voice silent. We have absolutely no say with first past the post, and we don't have any representation. So we need a victory to be able to bring back an election that people can be confident and stand behind and participate in. If they can trust it, they'll participate. Right now, I don't blame them for not trusting it because
I don't blame them one. Don't blame them one bit. Yep.
No, because they're given these false hope by each of these politicians. Then they get elected. Then they let them down. And they don't fulfill their promises. And so they're constantly being lied to. And these wars making us attaching, blood to our money, to our labor, and financing
Fear God,
murder.
not man, guys.
Yeah. So whether you're religious or not,
100%, Paul.
Whether we're religious or not, it's really just about, treating others the way we want to be treated. I don't care how bad Gaddafi was or how good he was. He was the leader of a country, and it was none of my business. He was arresting our people because we fund Al Qaeda. So our guys, our militants, were in his prisons where they belong. But now they've started bringing them here, didn't they? I'm sure they slept through the cracks. 5 million people since the Liberals took power. Yeah. That's a lot of people that can cause a lot of disruption, set buildings on fire. Yep. Churches, a lot of churches have been set on fire and not a peep. It's like the media doesn't care about Canadians. They don't. This is a war against Christians. As far as I'm concerned, in Europe, it's all the white Christians. Syria, all the white Christians are dying, and our people are doing it. Our militants, our ISIS, our Al Qaeda. These are our militants. So that means we've always been the bad guy, and we never knew it because we were lulled into apathy. So people just let them take care of it.
Well, they know Paul too. They know Paul too. The busier they keep us, the less time we have to observe what's actually happening. Like looking back in the 70s, they called it women's lib. Women are equal to man. I mean, we're all equal. They called it women's lib, and we want to get the woman. What their plan was: get the woman out of the house
and
looking after the children. Put them in a school where they can slowly indoctrinate the children. So they've done a lot of damage to the next generation.
Yes, that's right.
And we got to reverse all that. Period.
Angle, eh? Angle shot. All right.
An angle shot. Is he getting ready to sing or what?
Yeah,
No,
Kirk's gonna sing us a song out.
here, I'll just go outside to show you guys what you're missing.
So can
I
we
don't
have
know
an
if I want to
update
hear
on
him
that?
sing though.
So did you fix it? Is it all good now?
No,
The
I just need a
chainsaw?
spark plug. Here's Kenneth.
Oh, just need a spark
Kenneth,
plug.
don't crash.
Good heavens! Look at that view.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
beautiful.
That one of the Eagles owned that boat. That's like the most exciting part of the whole thing about his boat is that the Eagles
Yeah,
were on there singing.
Well,
That's the life
I,
out of the.
I hope they don't try to seize this because that would pretty much make me go to
Oh.
Ottawa.
Oh man, that would be.
But
terrible.
you guys were talking about the whip
I don't know. I don't think they would.
for the
Yes.
for the whip for the NDP is Rachel Blaney, and I contacted her for 3 years. You know, they basically laugh at my story, and it's all easily fixed if they just got CRA to call me or any ethical politician. You know, but here there's no PPC. There's NDP, Liberal, and Conservative, and the Christians. I can't remember that parties, but they all say we'll call you after the elections. You know, I thought if they would have shared my story before the elections, they would have had a better chance. But that's the Canadian government. You know, it's career ending if you bring up anything against the government for anybody. It seems so.
Yeah, but you showed us something nobody knew. You know, you are one of the people. You and Vincent, Salgave, you guys showed all different departments.
Well, I went to every department. Like I did everything I was supposed to do.
Yeah,
They openly
I
said
know.
you did everything you're supposed to do. Unfortunately, you're the only one. You know,
But
if
because
two other
of what
guys
you
would have
did.
stood up, it would have solved everything 5-6 years ago. Instead, they
Because
doubled
what you
down.
did, though. But you
Right
showed
now,
the
people in
narcissism.
Laurent, Saskatchewan are dying at an astronomical rate, and they won't report that story because then my story would get out. You know, so they're willing to let those people die. It
Yeah.
blows my mind the cover-ups that they could be saving people, but instead they'd rather have it hidden so they can protect themselves. Just
Yeah.
systems.
You know-
The system is screwed. It would be good if people did what they were supposed to, but that ended years
Yeah.
ago. I'm not saying it's liberals or anybody. It's just that's just the way it is. You know.
But Canada is full of great people, and the problem is none of them are in politics.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can't get in, or they just never wanted anything to do with that world. And I don't blame them. But someone like you, what you did was you showed the narcissism, the inability to report wrongdoing and to go up the channel as it's supposed to. So you got blocked and you showed, but you revealed something that nobody knew before. So that acknowledgement, I hope, will change this election and in a landslide where they just get washed out like Kathleen Wynne in Ontario, where she got like 4 non-party status.
I had a reporter from Hong Kong call me, and he sent me something the other day. Sorry, I have a real bad cough. He said it's not the fact that I incriminate political parties. It's the fact that in Canada, you know, we're all supposed to be so nice and polite and everything, but no one's tried to help me in 6 years. He said that's the worst thing. You know, it's not incriminating the politicians. It's just that nobody seems to. I know a lot of people know my story, but I get 2 or 3 shares. You know, they're so scared to press the share button because they're worried about reprisal.
Oh yeah, no,
know?
I can understand that too. Losing their job, losing their family.
Yeah.
Oh, something happened with Elliot's camera, but that's okay. He should be able to come back. But Salgave showed it in the army, and Vince showed it in the police force. So it's all of them, everybody.
Like we lost our nationality. Like so he says that the flag's no longer in the courts, and I believe it. You know, there's no court up here, but you know, it's all these little things that we lose our identity. You know, we used to be a country that would take people in refugees, now we just take in anybody. And
Yep.
they lost the, there was some accounting for everything. Now it's just everybody comes in. And Jesus,
Hmm.
I'm so lucky I live out here because I'd be in prison in no time if I was in the city because just some things people, it just blows me away. And people are telling me what these people are doing. It's just like, what? And there's not enough police to enforce it now. So something's going to cave. And unfortunately, we've been trying, screaming at the top of our lungs for years. David Drover
Yeah.
as well. There's a lot of people out there that have been
Hmm.
trying really hard. And then they say we're crazy. Like, yes, I'm assessed at 111% mentally disabled. I don't know. I seem not bad. My kids and wife love me most of the time. But I've never met these doctors. I've never met these doctors that filled out that form and said I'm 111% disabled. It just and that's not right. Like I shouldn't be getting a disability. I get a $1,200 a month military disability. I shouldn't be getting that. I should be able to go back to work. But
Yeah.
there's no way I can do that. They canceled all my licenses. I can't get a bond because I can't do the taxes. Like it's just people say, well, you owe your back taxes on your property. Well, I didn't get any services. I didn't get any police protection, no RCMP, no federal government, no provincial
Yep.
government, nothing.
Exactly.
So why should I pay taxes so they can send it to another country and fight their wars? If they're
Yeah.
even given the money, like who knows? I don't trust anything on the media. I don't trust
Nope.
Ezra or
Not it.
anybody because they've had their
Nope.
chance for 6 years to share my story or anybody else's story.
Yep.
And I get calls every day from people with terrible stories. And I say to them, all I can do is listen to you because I can't even get my story shared, But if you ever need to talk, anytime, But
How much
something's
longer?
got to give. I hope people
Services
don't.
go
I hope
shit
there's no
again.
blood spilled. But that's my
Mhm.
biggest fear is a civil war, and it seems like that's what all they
29%.
want.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But oops, we lost him. We lost him again. That's okay because we're getting ready to close her up for today. Don't forget to vote with and be informed and inform your friends, inform your family, because we have an opportunity to fix all this with the right people in office and finally end this story that Kirk's been living through involuntarily.
It's not only the people in office; it's the people of authority. Like the Independent Disclosure Office, the Public Integrity Commission of Canada, Joe Friday, who happens to be nominated by Trudeau. There's just all these people, and then you look them up, and they were handpicked by Trudeau. The RCMP, the sergeant in Laurent, Saskatchewan, used to be in charge of organized crime, and Trudeau chaperoned for how many years when he was in Saskatchewan. So he handpicks his people, so they can't do an investigation in the Range. It just blows my mind that people can't connect the dots, or prove me wrong. Like I would love to be anything. I would love to be proven wrong on anything I've said in the last 10 years. Not one person has ever challenged it, because they know. And
I'm
there's a
black
lot of
pilled.
people that don't have the evidence.
I'm black pilled.
Uh,
What about you?
that don't have the evidence and didn't have a way out, right? Like I left with $1,000 in my Dodge Dually and my tools and my kid, my son here. Kenneth, say hi.
Hi.
Are you being tortured out here?
No.
Ain't no lying. This is the truth table.
Yeah. No, my kids don't lie. That's for sure.
That's good. Yeah. I'm black pilled. Are you? If they can cheat, they could win. How do you feel? Do you have hope?
Oh, there's always hope. Like deep down, I wish that everyone or the people that have wronged me would just say we fucked up, or sorry, we made a mistake. Let's remedy things, right? Like that truth and reconciliation they call it. Where's the truth and reconciliation for whistleblowers, for example?
Mhm.
And
And don't worry, that's not a swear word.
but and like
That's
4 of my son's babysitters were murdered and suicided in the Range. That's I think
That is
that's the average is that's way too high. And they were
big
nice,
problem.
young,
Yeah.
nice people. Like I don't know. They were trying to escape too, and I couldn't help them. That's the problem. No one, when you don't have any money, you can't leave, really.
Yeah.
And that's everyone there just got $35,000 for cows and plows, and there'll never be a cow or a plow up there. And I bet you 50 people have died in the last month. And the average is 7 a year, I think it is, for the population that size. Nothing, I don't know what would fix that, but no infrastructure, Either way,
You think
things
it
have
could
got to
be one
change.
guy? You think it
What's
could
that?
be one guy? You think it could be one guy that's like a mass murderer? Or...
No, it's a lot of ODs, a lot of murders. Like
Oh,
$35,000 that buys you a kilo of cocaine, I guess. Because there was some busts up in Stanley Mission, the chief's hometown, of course, where there's only like 1,200, 1,500 people. Jesus, like I've never heard of anything like that in my whole life.
are you
And now
able
all
to
of a-
vote?
What's that?
Are you able to vote Monday?
I hope so. Yeah, I was able to vote here before. You know what? There's a guy, Taylor Baccarat. He's the NDP guy up here. Him and I haven't seen eye to eye for years. But he came in. He had an open house here, and I met him, and it was oil and water for sure. But I said, look, if you can help these people in Bella Bella get their power fixed, we'll forget about this military stuff, because that's an easy one. But like even Angela Sterrett came here to Bella Bella, and I told her about the power that's highly illegal, and she said, yeah, she wants to do a story on it. But then I told her about the one I have in Laurence, and she says, oh, we can't have anything to do with you. I have all that documented. She's friends with Julia Wilson Raybould, and so is the chief Tommy Cook Searson. Like they know each other. It's just the corrupt protect the corrupt. Simple as that.
100%.
Sorry.
And in 4 days, this all might turn around for you.
I hope so.
That would be amazing.
But it's been 3 elections now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm black pilled. If they can cheat, we can never beat that. That's the way I feel. And I'm glad you have hope, but I really don't. I hate to say it.
I was warning Trudeau about a corrupt Liberal chief, Tommy Cook Searson, to the Green Light Committee, who vets their candidates, and they actually said, "Do you think it's going to make a difference?" What? I'm telling you, you have a corrupt chief as a Liberal candidate, and that's the people they want. They want people that they know will follow anything for money.
That will say
it's
yes.
like they lost their souls. Like it is a good versus evil, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm not real religious either. My wife is, and I believe in the Creator and just being good to people, help who you can. But if we went back to that, society would be way better. But everyone's just trying to stay alive, and that's the problem. Like you shouldn't have to work all your life just to stay alive. That's not how we're supposed to be.
No, we're supposed to flourish and expand and have a renaissance.
Well, that's how I was raised. You go to school, you go to university, you get a good job, you work forever, and then you die. I came up here and people fish, and it's not as rat race, and I was like, geez, I didn't even know a guy could live like this, but if you just go live and you can eat fish and crab and prawn, and people are super friendly and they help you when you need help and stuff. But it's not like that anymore in the cities. Like people don't know their neighbors.
Yep.
And that's the problem.
That's the nice thing about smaller towns. You can always get better people, and they all know each other. So it's a real tight community situation.
Well, Laurence was great until like 2015, 2016. It just got astronomically worse with the drugs and the gangs. It's like there was gunfights in front of my house, and the cops, they'd come there and they say, oh yeah, we know those guys. What? Then you're not going to do anything about it? Just wow. And then if you go vigilante, you end up in prison. So I don't know. It's I think
So you filled all the paperwork to run. Did
you
fill in the paperwork to run as an independent?
I did. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to get on the PPC just because I have some friends, Payman is scary, and I know yourself, and
Oh yeah.
um,
Hmm.
Robert Baird and RB Hall, a few guys that have reached out to me, and like they're good men. And you don't vote for the party; you vote for the candidate, and that's what I try to tell everybody. Everyone's, well, it's the party. Well, if you voted for the man, and if you know that man would stand up when he's a politician or a woman,
Yeah.
if they know they would stand up at the House of Commons and say no instead of just shaking their friggin' heads at every stupid thing the leader wants you to vote on because you're worried about losing your job and your pension. Come on,
Hmm.
guys.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at now, with Jag Meat.
Oh yeah, like I said, I would vote for probably the NDP up here because I think Taylor. He shook my hand, he looked me in the eye, and he said he was going to do his best. And that's something because all
It
these other
is.
guys they won't even contact me back.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, it
and
does make a difference.
like you said, or like I said, people can redeem themselves. So that's maybe
Yep.
he's going to redeem himself. And then my whole last 6 years hasn't been to waste.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping for in 4 days. Is
Yeah,
that there'll be a transformation in Parliament.
it's either going to be really good or really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Because if
know,
they cheat, yeah, it's going to be really bad.
well, I know all
And
these
I think,
separatists. They want to get the liberals back in so that they can start a civil war or a
yeah.
51st
Yep.
state. That they dream of getting the liberals back in so that they can raise shit. And I'm trying
Hmm.
to avoid that because that's not right. But either way, I better get back to work here or supper.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on. And
Yeah, take her easy, Paul. Like you said, we'll get your name on the door there.
you're always welcome on the truth table, brother. Thanks for
Take care.
coming. And we may have lost Elliot, but he's not. He is on the ballot in Grand Prairie. If you know anybody that lives in that riding in Grand Prairie, Alberta, Elliot McDavid, he's independent, and he will be running on the ballot. He will be on the ballot in 4 days. 4 days. Oh my goodness! But I in 4 days also the truth table. Um, the subscription will end, and so this little thing here will be gone, and that's okay. That's okay. But I'm still going to just, like I said before, just put it in God's hands as a little fundraiser, and I will stop after the 28th. I have gotten some donations, so I want to thank Patricia and Marnie for your donations. I appreciate it so much. You're such great friends, and I'm almost halfway, so this is great. I have this little video, and I keep it updated so you know where we're at with the target. Hello, everyone. This is Paul Everton. As of the 28th, the subscription to the StreamYard will end, and this logo will be gone unless I can raise the funds uh, to pay the subscription for another year. If not, it doesn't mean the truth table will be ending. It just means I'll have less hours. The quality of the video will deteriorate a bit, and I will have a StreamYard logo, which is fine. But if you would like to donate, I will put it in God's hands because I really don't like asking for money, but I just don't have $400. So this is what uh, where you can e-transfer if you want to. After the 28th, I'm not going to ask anymore. But if you want to e-transfer, it should be here. And thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel.